Here we are, day nine, and all is fine. So here we are, Women's Wisdom with Mrs. Menopause, talking about menopause weight gain, and it's day 9. Yes, so talking about exercise. So you may or may not be aware that for the last, 12 years I've been involved in the fitness industry. So I qualified back in the day as a exercise music instructor, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I loved it, taught loads of exercise. I used to teach body attack and spin and aerobics, and I used to run loads of classes and do loads of different exercise. And I won't go into the reasons why, but it's kind of slowly changed. I had some injuries along the way and that kind of thing. I still do a little bit of personal training and a little bit of small group stuff. I love it, I do. You can't take my leg warmers away from me. I do love it. But the thing that's happened with me is when I was studying and I was at college for the last 3 years, I lost my exercise mojo for the first time in a very long time. I got pretty unfit, and I'm at that place now that I'm building myself back up again. And I get what it's like to kind of start and be unfit and out of shape and, all that stuff. And it's been a really interesting learning curve for me. It really has been interesting. And it's been great exercising again, because I've forgotten how good it can make you feel. That feeling, that getting hot and sweaty, and that feeling of getting a bit stronger and a bit fitter. And I'm not even focusing on the outcome or the reasons why I'm doing it. It just makes me feel good, and I'd missed it a lot. So that's a little bit about me. But let's move on to day 9 and exercise. So yesterday I said, is there the perfect menopause diet? And I said, no, I couldn't provide it, but for sure you've got one that's right for you. Could I give you the perfect menopause exercise plan today? And look, I've written one here. I kind of could. And when I wrote it out, and I was like, well, yeah, it's pretty good. I've written out a plan, and this would be in the absolutely perfect ideal world. But there's not many people I know that would be able to follow this plan. So again, it's just finding something that gets us moving, that we enjoy. But I'm going to just share with you the five things that really need to be going into your exercise regime. So, what are the 5 elements that we should be including in our menopause exercise plan? Sorry, I keep losing my mind. Okay, so I've got it written down, so I'm going to refer to my notes. So number 1 is daily walking for 30 minutes. Now, why have I put that in? Really, daily walking is there's a lot of research to show that walking outside in nature, ideally, is the perfect antidote to our busy lives, to that raised cortisol levels, and to the busyness that we seem to live in our modern world. So, a walk outside honestly works wonders. It's one of the reasons why I got myself my little dog, because when I'm having a crap day and I really don't feel like it, just to take little Kevin outside for a walk and see his little face and go out, even when the weather's crap, even when it's raining, or most of the time, it makes me feel much better to get out. So daily walking is brilliant. And I know somebody who walked every day for an hour, and over, I can't remember how much weight she lost, but she lost a significant amount of weight over a few months just by increasing her movement by walking, which you would think isn't going to make a massive difference, but walking's very, very good. I've put on here, number 2 is resistance training, 2 to 3 times a week, up to, you want to do it for about 30 minutes using body weight or heavy weights. And resistance training is things like either going to the gym and doing the weights, which I know many women shy away from, or going to an exercise class, perhaps legs, bums and tums, and they use your body weight. You're doing squats and lunges and push-ups, those kind of things. They're really going to make a difference. Not only is it going to make you feel stronger, you're going to build muscle, which is important. We lose so much more muscle as we go through the menopause. Once we've kind of gone over that tipping point, we lose it quite quickly. And it's important to keep that muscle, at least keep it. If not, let's build on some more as well. You know, it's extra cushioning for our bones. It keeps us strong. And I love that feeling of being strong, of being able to lift things and move well. And also, all the time that we're losing muscle, it means our metabolism slows down, and it also means that we've got more of a chance then to gain the weight, and it kind of creeps on a little bit. So the more the muscle goes down, the more body fat goes up, and once that ratio keeps kind of going out of whack, it gets worse and worse and worse. So anything where you can at least keep hold of your muscle, but I would encourage you to create more muscle and get that those lovely toned muscles again. Another reason we need weight bearing and exercise is for our bones. We cannot deny that as soon as we go through the menopause, our bones start to change as well. Excuse me. Our chances of osteoporosis increase. So it's really important, weight bearing, a kind of exercise. That you're putting a lot of force down through your big joints. So resistance training is number 2. Number 3 is HIIT workouts, and you want to do this no more than for 15-20 minutes. And if you're doing a true HIIT workout, you probably wouldn't be able to do it for more than that. This is great for menopause, and our body doesn't really respond as well as it did in our younger years. And it needs a little bit of encouragement to shift any unwanted body fat. So high intensity means sweating, having that burning muscle feeling, and being out of breath. But you do it in short bursts of time, 20 seconds, 30 seconds maybe, with a short rest. So it's short and sharp, and you don't need to do it for long duration. And the key to this is we want to burn off body fat. I'm going to got it wrong then, and to build muscle without triggering our body to release cortisol, which can happen in prolonged exercise, and we'll come back to that. So HIIT training, and it could be really simple. You can get your stopwatch out. You could do 20 seconds of squats, have a 10-second rest, do 20 seconds of push-ups, have a 10-second rest, and you could just do those 2 exercises, switching. You could start by doing it for 5 minutes. You know, if you're a beginner, start with 5 minutes and build yourself up, and then you may want to start putting some more exercise in. Exercise doesn't need to take long periods of time. In fact, I would say that it's going to be detrimental to your weight loss journey. That said, number 4, I have put steady state aerobic training. Now, I used to be like, oh, who wants to do steady state? Boring. But actually, it does really serve its purpose. And if we can, it's a way of working aerobically with our heart rate a little bit lower. So it's not full intensity, and it's just a different way of working our body. I do find it quite boring, but I have noticed a difference when I go to the gym, and now I do a little bit of this steady state cardio. For my body, it seems to really respond well to it. And again, this is like diet. Your body will respond better to different types of exercises, so we need to find what. So, you know, aerobic is fine, but I would say you don't want to do it for more than 30 minutes. Because then it starts to encourage this release of cortisol. Now, I'm probably going to get shouted down now by all the runners and the long distance runners and cyclists and stuff. Look, if that's what you do, I'm not going to tell anyone what to do or what not to do. I'm just saying what's best in a generic way. So please don't think I'm telling anyone what you should or what you shouldn't do. If you are doing that kind of stuff, perhaps you just may need to balance it with some more stretching and mobilization, Pilates or something, just to kind of offset it a little bit. Which smoothly moves me on to the fifth type of exercise, which is stretching, mobilization, Pilates, yoga, any of that kind of stuff, any of those more gentle kind of classes or moves that keep our joints moving, keeps our big range of motion, of movement. What tends to happen as we get older, our range of movement decreases, and as it decreases we stop doing it, and then it decreases and it decreases, and this is then we end up with those electronic chairs that old people need to get them up to standing, and railings to sit on the toilet and that kind of stuff. But actually, you know, there's no reason why we can't still have our full range of movement as we go into our 50s, 60s and 70s. You know, for me, I practice a lot of getting in my classes as well, a lot of going down to the floor, sitting on the floor, standing up from the floor, not using the hands. You could practice when you go to the loo, you hold on to something. When you sit in chairs, you use the arms. There's lots of different ways you can make sure we're keeping our full range of movement. Yeah, so I would totally advocate, you know, doing stuff that also works your core and incorporates your pelvic floor muscles as well. You know, to get a rounded, to kind of get a rounded exercise regime. So again, I've just given you loads of information, haven't I? 5 different types of exercise. And you're probably thinking, oh my God, I can't fit all that in. And I'm not for 1 second saying you should. In the ideal world, that's what we would do. But we don't live in the ideal world, do we? I would say you've got to find something that works for you. It's got to be fun. There's got to be some element of enjoyment in it. It has to, I think, for you to do it. Get a buddy. We all need a buddy. We all need someone that will come along and drag our sorry ass off the sofa then when we don't want to get out and move. Find somebody that you can go and do it with. Honestly, especially for us women, I think it's really key, and it's a real important part of the process. And especially if you join a class, that connection is an integral part, I think, of being a woman. So do excuse me today. So whether you're a seasoned exerciser or a sofa surfer, find something that works for you. You know, I know that exercise sometimes is the last thing you want to do. And when I was going through the menopause, I didn't want to do exercise. But there's so much more research coming out saying how it really, really helps with the menopausal symptoms. So do what you can. You know, start where you are and just take baby steps and keep moving forward. So I hope that's been useful. So that's day 9 talking about exercise. I'm going to put all that information in the comments. Any questions, please pop them below. Tomorrow is your last day with me. It's day 10 and we're bringing it all together. See you tomorrow.